when you're first gonna start your detailing business, you're gonna have, or at least you're gonna think about a lot of options on how you can start. Maybe it's, you have a full-time or part-time job and you take some of that money and invest it into your business. Maybe you get a loan out. Maybe you raise a few, maybe hundred or thousands of dollars, not hundreds or thousands of dollars from friends or family members. They pitch in $500, $1,000, $2,000 perhaps. And another option you'll be able to get is to form a partnership with someone, either a friend or a family member. They either are experienced detailer, they like cars themselves, or they have the financial means to back you up, and they just want to be like more so of an investor or just on the business side of things. There's multiple ways that they can go about, but doing a partnership is definitely going to be an option that many of you will come across. And I see this not just in the detailing industry, but all service industries or all types of industries that you can imagine, of people wanting to form businesses in partnership, because one person is good at software, the other one is good at operations, the other is good at marketing, and one doesn't have any money, the other person has enough money to start it. There's many ways that it can go about. So you'll see this in all types of industries and all types of businesses to get a business going through a partnership. And a recent question was asked on the Detailing Business Growth Facebook page. And if you want to request access, it's a private Facebook group. Check the description box down below for that link to request access. But someone had asked a question on should they bring on a partner or should they have an investor of some sort to help them start their detailing business. So now I'm going to read off directly off the post. And then I'm going to explain my reasoning on why this person shouldn't go with the investor type person with their business. And again, this is not to call out the person that made this post, but again, you'll see this in all industries and all services and all businesses that you want to do a partnership, and there's like dozens and dozens and dozens of things you need to take into consideration to see if that's going to be a viable option. So I'm going to read it directly off my phone, but again, check the description box down below to request access to the group. So he asks, so I have a question. My longtime barber is willing to invest in me to start my mobile detailing business. He provides everything I need, truck, trailer, the rest of the materials and supplies for 20%, and I had to put in 100%, meaning quitting my job and going full time. If I was to accept, we would push for March. What do y'all think? I need opinions and points of views. So that's the question he's asking with his barber wanting to invest in his business to get things off the ground. So I say this all the time on this channel, start with what you have. If you only have a sedan to work out of, use that. If you only have a coupe to work out of, use that. If you have a truck, use that. If you already have a van of some sort, use that. But you don't need to go out and buy huge amounts of equipment or tools or vehicles to get started. So and with that question itself is, he'll give me everything as far as the truck, the supplies and the equipment. Well, make it very tangible in terms of, well, how much money is that really? How is he gonna give you like a $1,000 truck and it's all beat up and crappy and the tires are 20 years old and the engine is barely running and yada yada yada? You want to find the other details, but most of the time you don't need a vehicle to start. At least you don't have to go out and buy one. You can start with whatever vehicle you have, because detailing can be a very low cost business to get going, and that goes for a lot of businesses that you just want to start. If you want to make detailing a low-cost startup business, you can do that. You can also make it a very high-cost business and buy as many tools and product and equipment and vehicles as you want, which would considerably raise your overall cost very high, as opposed to just starting with the basic and essential tools and materials you need to get going, right? If you wanted to start mowing grass, you're 17 or you just want some side income, do you need to go out and buy a $6,000 ginormous lawn cutter? No, not at all. You can start with a little push, do a few lawns, pick up business, get more money, and then keep on going. But you don't need to go out and spend tons of money when you're first getting started. So what I would advise you to do is, if you are thinking about starting your business, whether if it's with a partner or not, or if you want to go get a loan or someone's going to back you up with a little bit of finances, whether it be your friends, family members, a friend of yours that just wants to invest, make a list of everything you want in your business. I mean, write down every single last tool, product, item, towel, brush, vehicle, license, whatever it is you need. Make a huge list and write down every single amount associated with that item. So you're going to put a $10 car wash, a $15 wax, a $9 brush, $10 pads, $10. Then you just make a huge list and make it as big as you possibly want, right? Put down every single last thing. Throw in all the buffers, the polishers, throw in the expensive wax, throw in the towels, throw in the cleaner you don't need but it looks fancy and you've seen it on YouTube so many times. Throw all that in the list and make it just huge list and see how much that costs. Then from that list, right, from everything that you absolutely want, right, you want the van, you want the water tank, you want the pressure washer, you want the generator, you want the air compressor, you want the Rupes, polisher, you want everything, right? Take all that and give yourself 50% of what you can actually get. Or really, you can actually do like an 80-20 where out of everything that you want, only actually choose 20% of that huge list to actually get you going. I mean, is it nice to have everything that you want? Is it nice to have that truck or van? Is it nice to have that trailer? Is it nice to have that water tank, that pressure washer, the generator, the water pump? Is it nice to have all that? Does it make you feel professional? Do you look more professional against someone that doesn't have that? Yes, of course. But does that mean you're gonna be any more successful than the person that doesn't have that? Absolutely not, because the number one thing that absolutely matters in any business is that you're actually generating leads and sales on a weekly and monthly basis. You can have every single last tool, product, item that you can imagine in your arsenal, but if that phone is not ringing and you're not booking customers into your calendar to pay you money for your services, nothing else is really going to matter of how professional or how well equipped you are in your business. And he also said he has to quit his job to give 100% into the detailing business. Now let's get real and let's get very straightforward. When you're starting your business, as excited and motivated as you are, as we all are when we're first starting our business, right? Because we can see all the potential that we have in making money and getting customers and posting photos and saying we own our own business. As excited as we get, the first 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 months, you don't see much action going on. You don't have a big flow of customers coming in. You're not generating that much revenue. You're still learning absolutely everything, so you don't know how long an interior is going to take on a sedan, on a coupe, on a SUV, the condition. You don't know how to price it. You don't know how to properly sell it. So you are still in this huge learning curve and just getting experience under your belt. Regardless if you've been detailing just as a hobby on your personal vehicle, transitioning from personal hobby to full-time business and actually trying to run a successful and profitable business are two completely different things entirely. So there's this huge learning curve you have to take. So the first 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 months, you're not gonna see much activity going on. And if you do, it's gonna be all over the place. I mean, you're gonna be doing so many mistakes, you're gonna fail so much, you're gonna make a bit of money, you're gonna lose a bit of money, you're gonna price wrong, you're gonna take long, customers are gonna get mad. So there's so much that goes on. So to just say, you know what, I'm gonna get all this money, I'm gonna get all this equipment, quit my job, and then go at it full throttle, that doesn't mean you're gonna get any customers. Just because you have everything you need to get started doesn't mean you're actually gonna get any customers any quicker than if you didn't. And if that's the case, then it's much better just to start with a small amount of tools and products, the essentials, with whatever vehicle you have, and start making money that way. I'd say it's much better to start off with a low cost of items and equipment and get a few customers here and there and already start getting that traction and building momentum and confidence to yourself, rather than spending thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on one side, then you're barely scrapping away money on the other side, and it's just not balancing out. You're saying, oh gosh, I spent so much money and I'm only making a few $100 and I need to pay these thousands of dollars off when, 6 months or a year or however, the payment plan for everything that you spent, because interest or the person that backed me up wants the money back in 4 months and yada yada yada. So you're just in a completely different mindset when you say, okay, let me take on all this money, whether it be through someone just giving you the money or through a loan, as opposed to you just saving up a bit of money or using money that you can put in yourself. You move a little slower, but it's nowhere near as hectic or frustrating or as urgent, because you don't have that financial bond towards whatever person or bank that you asked it from. Now remember, this type of situation happens all the time. I see it in every industry. So many people want to go into business because either, again, someone has a skill set, the other person has the money, someone has one certain skill set that complements the other person's skill set. So I see it all the time, not just in detailing, but in so many industries and types of services. So don't think that just because you have a detailing business, a lawn care, dentistry, HVAC, software, it means that, you know, a partner is going to be any better than the other. No, you'll see it everywhere, and there's always the same amount of problems no matter what. Now, with that being said, let me turn on to the legal side of things. Now, I'm not a lawyer by any means, so take that as a disclaimer, but I will point you in the right direction when it comes to partnerships on the legal side of things. And I will reference the same question that TJ had asked. If you're going into business by yourself, you'll be a sole proprietor. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but that's how I pronounce it. Which is only you, yourself, it's just you. There's no employees, there's no co-owner, there's no partner, there's no investor. It is just you. It's the most simplest business that you can start. There's nothing to it. There's not huge, you know, infrastructure you have to build. It's just you, no biggie. Now, when you add two people into the business, whether it's gonna be an employee or a partner, then that's when things start to get a bit more complicated. So, if you're gonna become a company with two people, the most ideal thing for you to do is to create an entity. And that entity, most of the time, I'd give you 99.9% of the time for detailers in the detailing industry, is going to be a limited liability company, an LLC. Very common, very familiar. A lot of people know about the LLC. There's also corporation, there's partnership, but you'll 99.9% of the time want to form an LLC. Now, people always want to form an LLC because it's a limited liability company and they think it protects you from getting sued for your personal assets. Now, if you have an LLC and you're a single business owner, meaning you are the LLC, that the LLC itself does not protect you from all repercussions that could possibly happen in your business. So just keep that in mind. That was a quick side note. But if you are forming an LLC and you have two people going to business together, right? You will need an LLC company agreement. And this company agreement are the rules and guidelines that dictate how the business is going to operate. And in that, it's going to cover everything that you can possibly imagine between who's in the business. Not the employees so much, but more so on the investors, the co-owners, executives, and such. So in this LLC company agreement, if you have an investor or if you just want to go in business with someone else, it's going to state who's doing what, if someone's putting in money, how much, when are they gonna expect return, in what payment plan, the time frame. If someone was to die, what happens to that person's percentage of the company? If that person dies and has a wife or a husband, does the wife or husband take ownership of that percentage of the company? If they have kids, does it go to the kids? If they have real estate, where does that real estate go? If someone gets their arm cut off, do they still own the same percentage of the company because now they cannot perform their duties as they wanted originally? So you literally cover every single last point that you can possibly imagine to make sure that if anything goes south, there's already a process in place to take care of that problem. So if you and your partner, two people, if one of them wants to exit and go start their own business or go work for a competitor, then there is a clause in there that states, okay, if someone wants to leave, they're gonna be bought out at fair market value over 12 months over X, Y, and Z. So it states everything that could possibly happen if you go into business with someone, whether it be their investor or you're both just working together to make money, and you don't have some type of company agreement. If it's an LLC, it's an LLC company agreement. If you have a corporation, it's gonna be bylaws. But if you don't have governing documents in your company, if there's two people, it turns into a huge mess once you want to get out of that relationship. It's easy to form, it's not so easy to get out of it. And I can go on a lot more in detail with why you need so many things in business, but to just wrap it up, if you are gonna go into business with someone, right, not just yourself, but with someone, whether they're gonna put money in, whether you guys are coming together to make a profit with a business, and you are thinking about, actually doing this as a serious thing, like you actually want to generate money and you want to actually build a business, then you need to have some type of agreement in place. The best advice I can give you, don't do one yourself. Don't go on LegalZoom or Rocket Lawyer or something like that to download a template. If you're serious and you want to make sure you're protected and your assets are protected, and if anything goes wrong, or if it goes really great and you make lots of money, you want to make sure you're protected. So you want to go to your local business lawyer. Find one online. I can't recommend anyone because you guys probably live in different states, countries. So find a local business lawyer that's also a CPA or is well versed in tax law to help you draft a company agreement to make sure you guys are going in the right direction if you are actually trying to build a serious business. Don't try to read so much online. Don't go to so many blogs and see, okay, what do I need? What's this legal stuff? It's so complicated, you're not gonna figure it out. You might know a few pieces here and there, but you're not gonna know everything that you need to actually move forward with the legal side of things. So spend a good amount of money on a business lawyer that's also a business tax lawyer if you can find someone that has those two. But you want a business lawyer that's also well versed in tax law to help structure your entity and your governing documents. And that wraps up this video. It was a bit more of an opinion and then what you really need to do on the legal side if you are gonna go with a partner. Again, if you want to request access to that Facebook group, check the description box down below. Request access, I'll approve you, get in the group, ask questions, super helpful. Other than that, let me know if you have any other legal questions. I know it's a big topic, so any legal questions, leave them down below. I'll make more videos on those later, but other than that, this will wrap it up. I'll see you on the next one.